This is the Commodity Scrap Metal Recycling and Economic Report brought to you by Bentley Roll-Off Trailers, Gondola Trailers, and Roll-Off Truck Parts, July 31st, 2023. U.S. weekly raw steel production rose slightly to 1.741 million tons, a 76.6% steel mill utilization rate versus 78.1% last year. This is on the slow U.S. industrial economy. WTI crude oil price rose to $80.58 a barrel on improving Chinese demand. Production cuts by OPEC and steady U.S. production are causing tightening supplies. Tight supplies drive up prices. Note that the U.S. is now a major gasoline exporter, which is great. The U.S. weekly oil rig count fell to 529, the lowest in over 16 months. This was on increased productivity per well and a strategy to keep supplies tight to protect high profits. U.S. weekly crude oil production fell to 12.2 million barrels per day, in a tight range now for over 14 months. Tight supplies are bringing higher prices, which keeps profits high, as we discussed. Note that China is driving to cut oil use and increase their coal. Scrap steel number one HMS price was steady at $310 gross ton, with mixed signals for August pricing. Hot rolled coil steel price rose slightly to $42.25 per hundredweight, which is $845 a ton on slow demand but signs of improvement. Copper price rose to $3.93 a pound on hopes of Chinese economic stimulus, also with concerns over shortages. Aluminum price rose to $1.01 a pound, which is $2,231 a metric ton, on the same hopes of increased demand, but also on increased Chinese production and increased Chinese aluminum imports. S&P Global U.S. July Manufacturing PMI rose to 49. That was ahead of estimates, though. And remember that under 50 is contraction, so it's contracting less. This was as new orders contracted less on weak demand. U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate. It rose 0.25% to 5.25% to 5.5%, a 22-year high. Higher interest rates are slowing the economy, which slows inflation. Lower oil and gasoline prices have helped lower inflation, but OPEC production cuts are now a problem. U.S. June PCE, Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index. This is the Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation. It fell to 2.97%, the lowest in about 2 years. Core PCE, which excludes food and energy, fell to 4.1%, which is high, but it's falling. U.S. Q2 GDP, which is economic growth. It was revised higher to 2.4%, well above forecasts. Consumer spending slowed, but fixed investment rose. U.S. U of M July Consumer Sentiment Survey rose to 71.6, the highest since October 2021. That's about 2 years ago. This is on continued slowing inflation and stable labor markets. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 231 points to 35,459 on lower inflation, good corporate earnings, and good GDP. Less people are forecasting a classic recession, which is still possible though. Commercial real estate is in serious trouble, but the rest of the economy is pretty good. Roll-off dumpster trailer, 2-container roll-off trailer. These hard-to-find 2-container roll-off trailers are back in stock. Call Bentley at 734-722-8100 for a quote. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.